Hello, as there's been no indie games released this week, I thought it was high time I started the first in a new series I like to call Indie Worth Owning. First up, we have what I personally think is the single greatest co-op game ever made. That's high praise indeed for a mere indie game. So, here it is. Storage Inc. Available on Xbox Live Indie Games right now for £1.99, which is a fair price for the amount of time I've played it. So, basically, I'm going to hop in and I'm going to show you how to play. Okay, here's the basics of the game. You drive a forklift, you and up to 3 of your friends, or enemies, if you like to hang out with them and play video games. And all we have is very simple. You have a forklift, and there's 2 goods outwards, A and B. And in this map, there's 2 goods inwards. It depends on what level there are, how many goods inwards, how many goods outwards you've got. But that's it. All you've got to do is take the goods and put them in the out places. The trick is when you can see each of the crates have a number on them. And you see the blue bar in the top left, that's indicating when a period is going to change. So when that reaches the end, all the 1s will change into a letter, all the 2s will change into a 1, all the 3s will change into a 2, and so on and so forth. So, we'll just wait around for that to happen. You'll see why I've placed the 1s in these spaces in a moment. It's very important that the forklift also has a horn. It's beautiful. So, time for the tick over, and they're in the wrong places. You see what happened there? Everything changed. So, now I have ones with letters on. So, I take the A to the A and the B to the B. And that's how you get rid of stuff. And then you'll see here, in this place, this is the goods inwards. Either side of these doors, they have a little red bar that indicates when the next inward good is going to come in. So you have to be careful with those, because if you're inside them, I'll demonstrate now. If you're inside that zone, or if there's anything inside that zone, that highlights turns to orange, and then it will that will lose you a life. You see, you've got 3 crates also near the bar there. That indicates how many lives you've got left, how many mistakes you can make. And you lose lives for not delivering goods, or, as I just said, being inside the box, or something being inside the box in the goods inwards when the goods is trying to get delivered. And that is very much it. That's a very simple concept. It's a little bit abstract to start with, but once you've got the hang of those basics, that is it. Oh, well, I did lucky then. And so, after that, it's all about tactics. And so you're sitting there going, why is this the greatest co-op game ever then, Smarty Pants? I'll tell you why. Because most co-op games, say something like Borderlands, which is widely renowned for its co-op, in that, okay, you're working together to shoot stuff, but if one of the players goes away to the toilet or is a bit rubbish, you can carry on. It doesn't matter. In this game, it matters. Every player has to pull their weight, because right now it seems fairly easy, but when the more players you have in, the harder the difficulty. So the quicker things happen, and the faster you have to be, and the more coordinated you have to be. So if you've got a weak link on your team, and they're completely rubbish, you will lose. It's that simple. You might get away with it on the lower difficulty levels, or an easy map like this one. This is I think this is the second map in the whole game, and I think there's over 100 maps in this, so you've got plenty to go at. But you really have to work together. There's genuine coordination required. You have to, usually what happens is someone end up being the leader, giving directions, saying go here, do this, and that's why it's the greatest. That's why it's the greatest co-op game ever, because it's one of the only games that I can think of where if you don't cooperate, hence the term co-op, then you'll lose. That's just how it is. So I think you've picked up the basics now. this is, you can see what I'm doing there, putting the ones ready to go on the A's and the B's. I don't know if they're going to be an A or B, but that's just a good place to store them, because if they change over, and then they'll go and it'll be fine, you know. So I've got this set on very easy while I'm explaining this, so it does get more difficult. A lot more difficult. So let's show you a bit of multiplayer. Yes, what this game's really all about. So now we have multiplayer. As you can see, there's 4 of us playing on this one. It's looks like organised chaos, but if you watch carefully, you'll see there's a great amount of coordination going on. At the top there, we have a designated sort out the incoming goods person in red. Well, the rest of us is kind of free roaming craziness, and as you can already see, the time bar ticks over pretty fast. That's the first goods outwards already gone. So all we're doing is grabbing the ones and smashing them right on there, getting as many as we can onto the A, and then they'll go, because there's only 1 goods outwards on this level. And then it's just a matter of organisation skills. You see, the grey ones, any box that doesn't have a number, they can change at any time. There you go, second lot gone already. So just trying to get organised, really, and do it as fast as possible. So on this map, organisation is fairly easy. Just grab everything, grab all the ones, and they all go on the same. They all go on the same exit. But you can see we're getting some nice organisation going on there. Bottom left, we've got all the 3s together. Just collecting up all the greys, putting them all together. They now got all the 2s and all the 4s together, and a little 3 all on its own there. Bless it. But you see, the great thing about this is there's no damage to anything. You can just ram each other. You know, if you feel like trolling each other, that's fine too. But you won't get very far. And bearing in mind, this is only on normal difficulty, and this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th map in the entire game. So there's a lot to go at, and it's just great fun. What you don't get here, with just the recording, is the yelling at each other and they go here, do this, stop ramming me. It's fantastic fun. It's, you know, it's some of the most fun I think I've ever had for a game that costs £2. It's frankly ridiculous, you know, the amount of hours we put into this game just over the years. It's a 4 or 5 year old game now. I can't remember actually how old it is. I think it was released in 2010, but it's stood up. It's still one of the best indie games available on Xbox Live Indie Games, to my mind. You know, you might hate it, but it's definitely not a great as much fun in single player. So we've done really well on this map, just properly organised, getting it together. A little bit of cheeky pop in there, but this is what this game's all about. It's 4 players and it's fantastic fun. So there you have it. That's Storage Inc., the first of my indie worth owning. I'll be doing a few of these. Anything I think is really worth playing, I will make a video about it and tell you all about it, how to play it, just like this one. So check it out. It's on Xbox Live Indie Games right now. $1.99 might seem like a lot for an indie game, but trust me, if you ever play co-op with local co-op with your friends, it is completely worth it. So thanks for watching. I will see you next week, hopefully, for some new indie games, the regular This Week in Indie feature. But otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time for another indie worth owning.